Well, everybody set up? Okay, great. Well,
Sounds like there some people coming up.
we can wait a minute
Just give
too.
it a minute or two, just in case anybody
Yep.
else is on the way. I thought I heard somebody. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Not long
Probably
away.
good. Yeah, it got windy across Sewell Street, geez. You still live down the road here?
I drove, I hate to admit it.
You what?
Yeah.
Mike, you're in the hood.
Yeah.
Anybody else coming? You know?
Sorry,
Yeah, we're good.
oh, I hear we're gonna get some real weather this week.
Friday, huh?
Yeah. Coming.
Hi. Well, good afternoon, and thank you all for being here today. Well, I know it's often said, but it is always true. Having health insurance in this world, in this country, saves lives. That's why over the past 4 years, my administration has worked hard to make health insurance and health care more accessible and more affordable for Maine people. My first official act as governor, if you remember, 4 years ago almost, was to expand Maine Care, Medicaid in Maine, consistent with the will of Maine people who had voted more than 60% at the polls to expand Maine Care. As a result of that one action, more than 100,000 people in Maine now have access to life-saving health care. A few weeks later, in January, almost 4 years ago, I worked with the legislature to pass into state law various insurance protections for people with pre-existing conditions and ensuring coverage of essential health benefits. And our bipartisan Made for Maine Health Coverage Act then authorized the creation of a state-based health insurance marketplace at CoverME.gov. That's CoverME.gov. That marketplace helps Maine people, including small business owners and self-employed individuals. Well, somebody else is coming. Should we wait a minute?
Yeah. Mike's quick, he's in governor.
Yes.
I'll give my stump speech. But you're, all right, you all set? So my first official act as governor was to expand Maine Care, as the Maine people had voted to do. And more than 100,000 people now have health insurance who presumably did not have it before. And then later we worked with the legislature to pass the state law insurance protections for people with pre-existing conditions, basically codifying the conditions that had been covered by federal law before. And my bipartisan Made for Maine Health Coverage Act authorized the creation of a state-based health insurance marketplace, CoverMe.gov, to help people, including small businesses and self-employed individuals, of whom there are thousands and thousands in Maine, to allow them to get better access and more affordable health insurance options. So thanks to these efforts, Maine's uninsured rate has dropped from 8% in 2019 to 5.7% last year. That's the largest drop, the largest decline of any state in the country. This is really good progress, but we're here today because tomorrow, December 15th, is an important deadline. It's the last day that Maine people can sign up for CoverMe.gov for affordable quality health coverage, which kicks in on January 1. Again, it's the last day that people may sign up through CoverMe.gov. Oh my goodness. It's the last day that Maine people can sign up through CoverMe.gov for affordable quality health coverage that kicks in on January 1st. So it is really important that we do an annual reminder of this, and we're here to say, please do not delay. If you or your family are in need of quality, affordable health insurance, please visit CoverMe.gov today and evaluate your options and enroll. Enrolling by tomorrow, close of business, will ensure that your coverage takes effect by January 1, 2023, and will help you avoid a health insurance gap. Nobody wants to have a health event and not be covered by health insurance. Here's some more good news. More families than ever before are eligible for financial assistance through CoverMe.gov to help them afford an appropriate health care plan. Even if you haven't qualified for assistance in the past because you had coverage through your job, thanks to recent changes at the federal level, your spouse and children may now qualify for financial help. This could mean that your family gets high-quality coverage and you get to save money. With costs so high right now, we all know how helpful this could be. If you need health insurance to start the new year, don't wait. Log on to CoverME.gov today to make sure that you and your family are fully protected. Thank you. And I'm pleased to introduce Commissioner of HHS, Jean Lambrew.
Thank you,
Thank
Governor.
you, Jean.
Thank you. So I will just say quickly, thank you, Governor. We would not be here today without you signing the law that made CoverME.gov possible.
Oh, start with the talk.
Hello. And I'd also like to thank our consumers for affordable health care, whose offices we're in today. They're the people who help the people who need the help the most, the ones who take the time, understand what the options are, and give people that straight information to help them make the right choices for themselves. And I also want to thank our director of the Office of Health Insurance Marketplace, Meg Garrett-Reed. She has led this effort from an idea to a concept to an actual working system to get people covered. So I'm just going to go one click deeper to talk about CoverMe.gov. First of all, what is CoverMe.gov? It's a system, a website, a call center, registered insurance brokers, as well as consumer assisters that help you find a health plan that is right for you when you're buying insurance on your own. It has been launched and run by the department and is in its second year this year. It is the only place where people can go and get financial assistance from the federal government. Nationally, 4 out of 5 consumers will be able to find a plan for $10 or less after this financial assistance. So it really is the only place where you can go to get that type of help. And the lower your income, the lower your premiums. And this year, for the first time, some families who have employer-based coverage that's just too expensive for them to afford may qualify for that financial assistance. Check out our Learn More About Employer Coverage to see how that could impact your eligibility. So that's what is CoverMe.gov. Why go there versus just searching for health insurance online? So CoverMe.gov is the only official source where you can find qualified health plans whose premiums may be reduced based on your income. The website allows you to be able to better understand your choices. All plans offer comprehensive coverage. You can compare plans based on your health needs and your budget. You can also browse plans without applying on CoverMe.gov. Just look for the Compare Plans under the Get Started part of that website. And why now? Well, the deadline for January 1 coverage is tomorrow. December 15th is your last chance to avoid a gap in coverage in the new year. You never know when you're going to have an accident or an injury and you'll need that health insurance. And the benefits extend beyond just you. It helps you pay for your kids' education if you are avoiding getting a real bad medical bill. It helps you save for retirement. And it helps you be a productive member of your community. So how do you do this? You can go to CoverMe.gov and hit Get Started. You can also find local help by clicking the Find Local Help part of the website. Assisters like the ones at the Consumers for Affordable Health Care, they man a helpline, and they're a great resource for people who have questions about eligibility and how to fill out an application. And if you have issues with your application, you're struggling with the website, you need some technical help, our CoverMe.gov call center can help you out. That number is 1-866-636-0355. And we've extended the hour today to help people get that help before tomorrow's deadline. They're open till 10 o'clock tonight. Lastly, I'll just say that a lot of times we just need kind of somebody to talk to. And again, I'll turn it over to Ann Willison, who is running the Consumers for Affordable Health Care, who can talk a little bit about the type of services that they can offer. So Ann, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Lambrew, Governor Mills, and Megan for being here today, and thank you all for being here today. I am Ann Wallison, Executive Director of Consumers for Affordable Health Care, which is a Maine-based, nonprofit, nonpartisan organization with the mission of improving access to affordable health care for all Maine people. Consumers for Affordable Health Care is part of a larger statewide network of assisters and navigators across the state who can help people understand their options and enroll in coverage through CoverME.gov. As such, we provide confidential, in-person and toll-free access to people who need help enrolling in coverage. We talk to people every day across the state from all walks of life. And I want to share with you just a few people who have recently reached out to us. One of them is here today, Pamela Gray from Gorham, who reached out to us a while ago and more recently for help finding affordable comprehensive health insurance coverage. Pam was receiving treatment for cancer in 2021 when she lost her health insurance coverage. She bought what she thought was health insurance, but found out the hard way that the indemnity plan that she was purchasing was not actually regulated health insurance. She was paying hundreds of dollars a month for coverage she needed and the prescription drugs she needed that she was told she would only pay $5 a month. She reached out to us. One of our sisters was able to help her find comprehensive health insurance coverage through CoverME.gov. The plan she enrolls in covers her cancer care, and her out-of-pocket costs are much lower than she was previously paying. Another person who has reached out to us is Aaron Child. He is self-employed, he's an arborist, and he lives in Damascata. He would have been here today, but with all the windy weather we were having, he is out trimming tree branches and removing trees from the road. The work can be very dangerous, as you can imagine, often, but he is pleased knowing he has the security of having health coverage he can afford that he found through CoverME.gov. He encourages anyone who needs health insurance to look at CoverME.gov, explore their options, especially given the additional financial assistance available to help pay monthly premiums. I could go on, but I won't. The fact of the matter is, there's a lot of help out there available to people. They should reach out and visit CoverME.gov. It's actually very user-friendly. The homepage has a Find Help tab at the very top where people can find brokers and assisters in their local communities who can help them enroll in coverage. And as previously mentioned, additional help is available to most Mainers who sign up through CoverME.gov to help pay their premiums. People can also call our helpline at 1-800-965-7476. And I'll stop there to see if you have any questions. And again, I thank Governor Mills, Commissioner Lambrew, and Megan Garrett for being here today.
Thank you, Ann. Again, for the newcomers, we were just saying, we're here to encourage people to sign up for coverage. If you sign up by tomorrow, close the business tomorrow?
Yep.
Midnight tomorrow. Is that right?
Earlier is better, but midnight is better.
Of course, don't wait till midnight. You'll have coverage, consistent coverage that starts January 1st, and that's important. So we were saying earlier that our uninsured rate in Maine has dropped from 8% in 2019 down to 5.7% last year, which is the largest decline in uninsured of any state in the nation. Still 5.7% of Maine people were uninsured as of this past year, and we want to make sure they get insurance. And others who are changing jobs, that have financial circumstances changed. Go online now and shop for affordable, accessible health insurance that fits your needs and your families. And as I pointed out before, there are changes in the federal law that allow your spouse and children to qualify for financial help, even if you may not qualify under the rules. So it's worthwhile shopping, saving perhaps hundreds of dollars a month, and you never know what you might find, but these good people are here to help. Thank you very much. Do you want to say anything, Pam?
No, I'm good.
Everything she said was true. Okay, got it.
Do you guys have questions?
So of that 5.7%, do you know how many people are eligible for this coverage but haven't applied yet?
Well, go ahead, if we
So
know.
they're all eligible to buy insurance on CoverMe.gov. It really is open to any Maine resident. The financial assistance is for people who qualify. They have to have, for example, certain types of income to qualify for this assistance. Although again, recent changes in federal policy have both increased that assistance as well as increased the number of people who are eligible. So anyone can apply. Financial assistance has some eligibility rules, but CoverMe.gov is there for people.
Just to follow up on Sue's question, I mean, do you have a sense for why What's the majority reason of why people are not signing up at
You
this
know, we
point?
don't have any main specific data. We have anecdotes, which I think Ann and her team can talk about. But we still do know some people are not aware of their options, which is why we're here today. We also have Medicaid or main care. That is an important option for many low-income people. Again, they may not be able to access those resources, which is why we have in-person help, website help, call centers. We know that some people may find it unaffordable, which is why this financial assistance is so important. And we just know that sometimes people just need that helping hand to say why it matters, right? It takes work to sign up for health insurance. You sometimes have to pay a premium, even if it's small, and we're trying to do our best to work with people to make sure that they understand the trade-offs, because all it takes is one accident and you have a couple $1,000s worth of bills and that can wipe out your savings. So we're trying to really try to understand those pockets of people who are uninsured and what are those barriers and try to tackle those barriers. As the governor said, our goal is to cover as many people as possible.
And I think there are a number of people in Maine whom I've encountered who are self-employed, who are part of the so-called gig economy, or people who are seasonally employed, who may not think that they qualify other than through employment, and that's no longer true, that they may well qualify for a plan under this marketplace, and they should certainly look into it. I know everybody in Maine is busy trying to get everything done that they can and contending with the higher costs of everything from eggs to heating oil, but this is an important thing too. It can save you a lot of money come January 1st, and most importantly, make sure you and your family have health care so that if and when something does happen, and it happens to all of us, we all have health issues at some point in our lives, and you got to be prepared and want everybody to be covered.
How are you feeling with where the enrollment numbers are at right now? I know you still have
I don't know.
months to go in open enrollment.
Yeah, so I'll speak to that. So Megan and the team have been doing work to try to raise awareness. As of now, we're just over 60,000 people who have signed up, either newly signed up or are renewed for their coverage for next year. At the end of last year, we were just over 66,000. We're on target. While tomorrow is the deadline to get coverage for January 1, we still allow you to come in through January 15th to get coverage for 2023. So while it's not the final deadline, it's an important deadline because we don't want people to have a gap in coverage.
So you're confident you'll make up that gap, that 6,000?
We feel good about it. I mean, this is the reality is every year is a little bit new and different. There are different challenges that people have, so we're trying to meet people where they are. But we feel cautiously optimistic that we are doing as well as we were last year at this time, and that we can in that last month get to the same place or a similar place as we were last year.
We hope at least 6,000 people watch the news tonight. That'll help us.
Anybody else?
Anything else?
No, just to acknowledge the work that the Department of Health and Human Services and the governor has done to make it easier for people to apply. Just have leaps and bounds compared to where we were at 4 years ago. And that's why the fact that you are here today is so important. People have more options, more affordable options. The tools they have to enroll in coverage are easier to use. And there are people across the state who are willing to help. So thanks again to the governor and the commissioner for your work in trying to get as many people as covered, and hope that, as the governor said, 6,000 people will be watching the news tonight and enroll in coverage.
Thank you, Ann, and thank you to the consumers for affordable health care. We're all available to answer a few questions informally too, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you get the government human assistance as well?
Yeah, can you do that?
And we can do it.
We have some other offices too, if you wanted to talk to the governor.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because those people who work on the phone lines in the back of the room need to get back to work.
Oh, yeah. Get back on the phone, get back on the
They're only allowed
phone.
15 minutes.
No unanswered calls, please.
If you want to use this office.
We can do it this Thursday.
Okay.
Thank you.
No worries, no worries.